academics. I went back to school for my project work. So after school, I visited Reverend
Gideon Amuaje is an agribusiness student of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He has always had a plan to become a banker after university, but had to switch to farming after attending an agric summit organized by Pastor Evans Chair last year. He then started snail farming with his national service allowance. Now he is getting support from Pastor Evans Chair to start this new farm. In this edition of Food Chain, we look at his journey so far.
So one of the very important steps in cultivating a land is the preparing the land, and that is what is happening in this particular land we find ourselves. See those group of people, they are weeding the land, preparing this land for lettuce farming, and this is going to be the focus of Food Chain for this week. My name is Prince Apia. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you enjoyed this special interview and discussion on farming by young people. Thank you for joining us on JoyNews.
welcome.
Food Chain. Tell us about how it all began for you. First, your name and how old you are.
Yeah, my name is Gideon Amuaje, and I've been a farmer from childhood because my dad has been a farmer, from infancy. So actually, it inspired me to even read agribusiness when I was in KNUST. And in 2020, during the COVID-19, since we came home because of the lockdown, I joined them to do farming on this land. And that was cassava and maize farming on this land. And afterwards, it really gave me much inspiration to even do more farming, because my idea was that after school, despite the fact that I'm doing agribusiness, after school I will go into banking, But when I helped them to do the farming, we got a maximum yield. So I decided, wow, then why should I go into banking? Why was this? Another opportunity in farming, since I know about farming. So last year in March, I visited the Reverend's program in KNUST, and that program really inspired me. Especially, Doc made a speech about the fact that the youth should go into agric. Even if you have small thing, you start it. The most important thing is starting it. So for my national service allowance, every month the pay that I will get, I decided to start snow farming back home, something small. And lo and behold, less than a year, I've been able to get even another support from somewhere that I'm doing greenhouse and also catfish in the home. So out of that inspiration, I spoke to Doc that I need support to start lettuce farming on this farm, on this land. And he didn't hesitate. Trust me, he didn't hesitate, and he was willing to support me to push the inspiration that I have to do agric. And here we are today.
You are still watching Food Chain with me, Prince Apia. At this moment, we are going to speak to Evans Chairman Sam, who is a cassava farmer and again the CEO of Agri Impact. He's been engaging the youth and encouraging them to get into farming and holding large crowds in terms of conferences to encourage the young people to get into agric and its value chain divisions. So we're going to speak to him briefly. Thank you very much for joining us on Food Chain on JoyNews.
Thank you very much, Prince. How are you doing?
I'm good. Let's go straight to the point. Tell us, you held the Youth Agric Forum,
Ghana Youth Agric Summit,
dubbed the Ghana Youth Agric Summit last year. Tell us about how it went and the purpose of you putting together that particular conference.
The last time we came to the farm, I did mention that we were going to hold a conference, a summit to, as it were, drive the interest and then also the need for the youth to see the value in agriculture and agribusiness and its related value chain, and why they must engage themselves in it. And God being so good, we had a conference. It was successful. It was massively participated. We had over 4,000 attendants physically, and a large number also joining us via online. After the summit, we were able to engage over 1,200, who showed interest in agriculture. But of course, because we were financially handicapped, we were not able to support all. So what we did was that we selected few, those who were ready with their lands. Then we were able to inspect their lands, and then we were able to support some of them to start their farms and their farming enterprise and agribusiness.
Before you talk about what you're doing now, what kind of support, can you describe the kind of support you're giving? Are you helping them with farmlands? Are you giving them technical support? Are you giving them cash to help them with their farming? What exactly is the support? What's the range?
So the support is in terms of technical. So that means that we will come to your farm, we will encourage you, we will look at the farm, we will inspect it, we will also advise you what to do, and then the area of interest that you have shown. For example, somebody wanted to do cassava, okay, and we will now engage the person into details what it required to do cassava farming. Somebody want to do pig farming. The one who wanted to do pig farming, we will engage you, okay, on technical issues about pig farming. Those who wanted to do vegetables, okay, what does it entail, to engage yourself in vegetable farming? So this were the technical support that we offer. Apart from that, we also went to inspect their lands and also to advise how to go about land preparation, and then also mechanization, how to plow, how to prepare the land, and stuff like that. After the inspection of the land, then we will financially also support. We'll give you cash, we'll give you money to get into the actual work, because when we have outlined the cost of production, how you're going to start the mechanization aspect, the land preparation, the seedlings, the labor, then we will support you with money. We'll give you money, physical cash. I'm sure when you engage some of them, they will tell you. Now, some of them, when they finish school, they're not going to look for jobs in banking sectors, in the oil sector, but they are going to agric. And that is what we are looking for and expecting, that many of these young people will see agribusiness and agriculture as the future, of economic growth.
You went to the summit, got inspiration, started your own farm. How has the experience been for you, sitting down using your national service money to start the agric you wanted to go into? How was the step-by-step process? How difficult was the beginning for you?
Before that, you don't know how much the national service pays. It's so little. It's even less than 600 cities. So it was hard for me. It's a hard decision that I took, because at that point, in a month, I spent 200 cities in a month. I had the place rented, and I had to feed myself. I had to buy airtime and all that. You all know the expenses that we incur every day. It was a hard decision for me to take, and after taking that, during the process of farming, you need a lot of time in farming if you want to make it. So because of the work that I was doing with the national service and other work that I was doing, I had a support, or I have a supportive parent that despite the fact that I'm not home, they take care of whatever I'm doing for me, And anytime I come and meet nothing negative. You know, I always come meet positive stuff on the farm. So you need to get, if you are a person that who don't stay at a place, you need to get committed people who you trust to help you.
And you are lucky to have your parents.
Yes. And if you don't have that, it becomes very difficult. Because, for example, with the scenario that I'm doing in the catfish, it's a long-term business. Yeah. You know, it won't give you money every month or every day. So it's difficult to rely on that, like at a short term, because you go hungry. Yeah. You know, so what you have to do is to go find a job that will be giving you food, like, you know, that frequent, regular income. So you have to fall on someone back home, back to where you are doing it, so the person will support you. That's the experience I've gotten. And you see, with regards to this lettuce, I think the idea behind the lettuce is that now the scenario I'm doing, I'm coming to do a greenhouse. I'm coming to do a catfish farm on the like in the home, which I'll get the results. With the catfish is 6 months, and snails a year and a half to 2 years. So by lettuce, by a month and a half to 2 months, you get whatever the year that you want. So that at least you are going to have that thing that you are doing that will be giving you frequent money as well. So that you can push some to the business that you are doing, and some in your pocket and feed on. Yeah, so that's the experience that I've gotten for now as a young farmer. Yeah.
So as I was saying, what exactly is happening at the background? You see that a couple of people are weeding. You see your dad at one end. Tell us about the land and what is happening and what is the purpose.
Well, the land is approximately 2 acres, and as I said, we are coming to start lettuce farming on this land. And we are in dry season now, right? But I don't want to rely on the rain. Yeah. I want to do irrigation farming. So I've contacted laborers to help me clear the land, you know, so that within the week we can start the land preparation. We'll do the nesting of the lettuce. Then by 2 weeks time, because the nesting takes 2 weeks, so that by 2 weeks time we transplant it, and then we take it from there. So basically that is what we are doing here.
Well, you are still watching Food Chain with me, Prince Apia. And we are still on the farm of Gideon Amweji, and he's been telling us about how he started, how he got inspired to start farming at this very young age, encouraging other young people to get into farming. And now we want to talk about his challenges, his plans for the future, and how he's trying to make ends meet from farming, take care of his family and other things. So Gideon, what are some of the challenges you say as a young farmer you have encountered or you face, and how are you going over that?
Well, not just as a young farmer. You see, one of the main challenges with regards to agric is about the funds, you know, the money to do it. Most young graduates have brilliant ideas about agric, brilliant ideas, but the ideas are stuck home because of money to start it. So it becomes problematic, you know, for young, because someone who didn't do agric, you know, or who hasn't hold a cutlass before, it's difficult for that person to convince that person to go into farming. How he knows that he'll be using cutlass day in and day out, you know. And because of the fact that our fathers and our mothers, you know, when they were doing farming, they didn't make much money from it, so it doesn't really inspire the youth to go into. Yeah. And that's the main challenge. But if you do much analysis, okay, and you use new technology, new variety to do farming, the yield is massive. So that thing is far gone. I hope you get it. So if the government is able to support the youth, you know, not even employing us. I always say this, there are a lot of arable lands here in this country. A lot of arable lands. So if the government is able to invest in the youth by even giving them grant or even loan, and then try to bring the interest down, because you know agric is kind of risky, you know. So to reduce the kind of interest that will come out of it, so that at the end of the day they'll be able to do it, you know, invest money into it, feed the country, to prevent this whole kind of importing. The importing is really costing the country. Yeah. That is why now we are suffering. We all know that. So the best way is to at least support with the youth, because we have the energy. I hope you get it. Yeah. We have energy. We want to do more. We are hungry to do more.
So tell us about the specific challenges you faced, right from the snail through to this, farm you're about to start the lettuce on?
Yeah, so my personal challenge as a farmer has to do with money. That's the first thing. As a young man who is starting farming, obviously you need capital to do the cultivation, the weeding, the land management, applying fertilizer, applying pesticide and all that, weedicide and all that. So it makes it difficult if you don't have the funding.
Okay.
I hope you get it.
So that's you source that from your national service?
Yeah, from my national, at the starting from national service. But with regards to the snails and the catfish, now out of the point that I started, I've been able to get support from somewhere that I'm expanding now.
Okay.
And now I've been able to get a support from Reverend agent and Reverend Evans. I've been able to get support from him as well to start this whole lettuce farming. So that is the first thing. And the second thing is that getting a land is very difficult. But with mine, what I did was that I rented it. I got it rented from someone. And me personally, I think that as a young man, you shouldn't focus on buying the land. The land is very expensive now. So you can rent it, that can cost you like 300 cedis a year, or even to some extent 200 cedis. It depends on the location anyway, But if you rent it within a year, the land is not yours, all right. But you can make your returns from it, and later on you can accumulate your profit, and later on you can decide to buy a land so the land will be your own. Because buying a land is good, but if you are starting farming, why should you wait and accumulate money to start farming, or to buy land and start farming? How else you can rent it and use that little money you have to start it, and later on you get it. So basically, that's the two challenges that I got. But
so what would you say? How much would you say you are investing in this lettuce? Because this is the fresh one.
Yeah.
How much are you investing in it? Because now you are in the land.
So with the 2 acres. Because of how I want to do it, with the irrigation, with the land preparation, the plowing, the tilling I'll be doing, with the 2 acres, it will cost me getting to 4,000 Ghana cedis. Yeah.
And how are you going to get the water?
The water, there's a stream here, that we are relying on. But if it happens that it's not giving me what I need because of the fact that we are in dry season, I will have to get water from the town, get a big basin and place it on the farm, and transport the water and put it here. Then hire that pumping machine and pump it, because this land I'm going to water it every 3 days. So it's not every day. It will be every 3 days. So when it's time, the water will come. Then we use pumping machine. Then we pump the water on it. I don't have the funds now to create a well here, but if I get support, I'll create a well here. Yeah,
most definitely. Hopefully, you get enough support to be able to cultivate this land well.
Sure.
What about markets? Because we know it's very, very critical if you are starting as a farmer, or if you have a farm cultivating whatever produce it is. You need a market so that you can sell your product, plow it back into your business, and get it going. How is it going with that?
Yeah, you see, every day we eat. There's no human being who will be able to stay alive for some time without food, So the point is that the demand for food is always high. But the point is that most farmers don't really look at the market. They're not demand driven. So what I did personally, anytime I'm going to do farming, or what I do is that I go to the market, inquire, have a conversation, have people that are willing to buy from me, know how much they want to buy it, so that I will know that at the end of the period, an acre will give me this yield at least, and this is how much they want to buy. I will know my profit and know the amount that I'm going to invest, and see if what I'm going to do will be able to give me the quality that I'm looking at. Then I'll go into it. So when the marketing is there, you just need to find it. If you don't find it and you stay home and you just start the farming without looking for the market, and you are now going to sell it to the market because you are in a rush to sell it. They will come and tell you that they will buy like a bag for 100 cedis. Ours, it's not so. I hope you get it. Yeah.
So you have your market ready.
Yeah.
All right. So how easy or difficult was it translating what you've learned as an agribusiness student into what you are doing now?
It's kind of different field altogether, because learning it is different from implementing. When you learn it, it could be that when you come to the farm, you're going to face, a different issue altogether, which require that you act quick or even resort to other people who have much experience in the farming. So the learning gives you the idea, But when you come to the farm, you are doing cultivation. You might face a challenge, or even doing a plantation, doing the management of the farm. You might face a challenge that, despite the fact that you did agribusiness, you still need help. You still need those who are experienced. You still need even agric officers, to also come in and then add whatever they know to make sure you become successful. Because you can't say that you did agribusiness, so you do the farming your own, and trust me, you'll make it.
Would you say it is very prudent for every agric student or agribusiness or agric student to have a taste of the farming practices? Own a farm, or join somebody to own a farm, or do anything on a farm?
Yeah, the motto of agribusiness is redefine agric through business. So you are saying that you are coming to redefine agric through business. Then why should you go and learn that course and come and stay home without doing agric? Then why is the essence of doing that? Do you expect someone who read social or social science, who read pharmacy, to come and do agric? Why is the person who went to the classroom for you to be taught, for people to be paid for you to come and stay home without using it? So I think even the best people to even do agric is we, the agric student, the agribusiness student, and all that. We have the knowledge, the understanding to do it, and we can do it big, because we know the business aspect of agric. We are not just doing farming; we are doing farming as a business, And with that, we can employ people, which will reduce the burden the government is carrying, and also we'll be able to have money that we are going to be spending. And if you are spending it, money will be in the system. So we should be doing it even more than the others.
How many people have you employed so far?
So far, I am about starting, but so far I would say that I've employed my parents.
That's beautiful.
Because now they are aged, so they can't be doing this whole kind of farming, so they are home. So with what I'm doing, they are those supporting me, and with this too, they are those who are going to support me, because I won't be here always to support me. Come here, be on those. The laborers will be working here, and then but I'm also employing the laborers in a way, because for them too, they will come and work, and I pay them as well. So.
And you talk about your father. Your father is right here on the farm with you. Yeah. We'll speak to him briefly. But how important would you say he has been to your decision to go full-scale farming? Yeah.
So my father has been a farmer from childhood, and when I was born, that is the family I came into. I came into a family full of farmers. My brothers, we are 6, and I'm the last born. We've been doing farming, to take care of us. Me going to school was out of farming. So out of that, and my father is a very hard-working person, truth be told. He gave birth to 6 people, or 6 children, and he took care of them himself using farming. It's not easy. So he has really inspired me that if he has been able to do it without going to university, without studying it well, he has been able to do it and even support us in school, our daily activities and all that. Why can't I, who has gone to school, gone to university, gone through the process, do it myself? And he has been supportive when I told him that I want to do agribusiness and I want to start farming. Because some parents will say that, why should you go to university, pay your school fees, and at the end of the day come into the bush, the same way that I was doing, But he understands that I'm someone that I'm very passionate about whatever I'm doing, and I'll be able to get whatever I need to get. So he's been very supportive, very, very supportive. And God bless him, and I pray that he gets a good life, stay well, so that whatever I get, he can also enjoy from it as well.
So we are still here on JoyNews Food Chain, and we want to talk to the father of Gideon, who has been so much inspirational in the life of Gideon for him to have ventured into agric. That say only a beshchin komo. Now Dino,
A friend Amo Aji.
Amo Aji.
Amo Aji. But my official name is Dog Machanfo.
Okay. Now, Papa, ufiti kaya say if you do sing.
Kaya ni die. Meja wo me no o me tukwem. Nti yedi ya papa no na asesa wo kredum mu a na yenso yedi enyini ye. Education o ya papa no want to me amfa ye yankochiri. Ti me so me nyini ye no. Na sanse manko school ankochiri no. Na say kredum na me papa di me wo me tumu no. Nikutim. Na me somodin. Na me so me say metumi de ahwe me ho. Na metumi so nye bi de ahwe me ba me do mo ambassador so. Nti kredum de me start no bra me right brim.
Why a che?
My a che.
Then mami mi so oba Gideon ye na dwen say ono no ebefa kua yo mu no. Net o sen.
Mra o ko school no. We secondary school so be ya me adomo a otumi wura university mu no. Na so be agric. Na agric nso de ye nko school kura nko achi na ehu se adwuma kese anase yekuya adwuma ni ti enti so be agric a obenya obesua nimidie enya sua hunu bi na odi abeboa akuyafo a kuya adwuma no nti wo kansa no metiase ma no sese yayi de me fie no ekwani mu kakra 65 de mekeka ko 66 nti ahode ni ho se metumi de aye adwuma no digididi se me mranti brem no nti ono a o ya branti a mojamuna opese o ya agric no mesoso mesua hunu kakra a me wono me de bedi na chi na me de support no nti se me mo me adwuma ni gidigidi se kan ne de ahode ni ho sa.
So you're going to tell us about the kind of support you would need in addition to what you have so far to help with the work that you are doing here.
Okay. So for the support, apart from what I've gotten for myself, Reverend Evans, Chairman sir, has decided to support me as well, and that is not enough because of what I want to do. I will really need plowing machine on this land to plow the land and even till the land as well. And I'm very happy if I get a well constructed on the farm, so that I won't be having to transport water to from outside if the river dries up, So I'm very happy if I get a well constructed on this farm, so that I'll be able to have the place watered, And not just that. We have land here, that I can even expand, not just this 2 acres. I can even expand and even do more as well, And currently I'm also doing snails and catfish home, I'll also be grateful if I get support financially to expand it more as well.
So you are looking at the expansion.
Yeah, the expansion.
Kind of support to expand. Okay. You already have the technical support. You studied agric yourself. And that is enough. So thank you very much for joining us. Now we've been speaking to Gideon Amo Aji, and he's been telling us about his experience as a farmer. He is an agribusiness student and how he's translating his knowledge acquired from school into the farming business. We've been speaking to him and his father, and it's been an exciting story to tell. Thank you very much for joining us on JoyNews. My name is Prince Apia, and we hope you join us same time next week for another exciting story.